very good morning everyone. So today I will be presenting my journal on the topic virtual gram staining of label-free bacteria using dark field microscopy and deep learning. So this was published in January 2025 in a journal called Science Advances, which has an impact factor of 14.1. So virtual gram staining, it is the digital transformation of unstained bacterial images into gram stained equivalents using AI. Dark field microscopy, we all know, and CGAN is a conditional generative adversarial network, which is a deep learning model for image-to-image translation. And Hellinger distance HT is a metric quantity, is a quantity which quantifies similarity between feature distributions. So the novelty of the study is this is the first demonstration of AI-based virtual gram staining for bacteria, and it eliminates manual staining, reducing human error and chemical variability. So this also uses 3D dark field image stacks to enhance accuracy, unlike prior fluorescence-based methods. So the aim of the study was to develop a deep learning model to digitally gram stain bacteria from label-free dark field images. So the objective was to train the system to transform unstained images to gram stain equivalents and to validate the accuracy against conventional staining for E. coli, which is gram negative, and Echinocchia for E positive. So, and also to quantify performance using chromatic or morphological metrics and concentration analysis. So the methodology, I'll share the PDF. Lost it, no? Where is it? So this is the PDF. This is where we have the unstained bacterial here. So we usually do the gram staining basis, the chemical staining. But here they do the virtual staining where this is so like unlike the gram stained bacteria, this is like stained, and they use the deep learning model so that it creates a network output which creates a stack of virtually stained bacteria. And they also use this other virtual staining method in the dark field microscope phase. Like they defocus it using various image stacks, like 5 stacks each, to get a model of the same. So these are the zoomed images. So these are like the gram stained one, the virtually stained one. So there is like no huge difference among both. And these are the like the unstained bacteria which is seen in the dark field staining. So as said, they use gram negative and positive stains. Cultured conditions like E. coli was grown in tryptic soy broth, and Echinocchia and brain heart infusion broth was incubated overnight, and the sample was fixed. It was used on glass aids using methanol and also high pressure fixing, and then microscopy and imaging was done. Dark field microscopy, they used this microscope called Olympus, and axial stacking was done, and these are the metrics that were used for this Z stack. And the bright field microscopy was also done post staining. So this was the gram staining protocol which they followed. Like as usual, crystal violet for 1 minute, iodine decolorizer, and the safranin stain. And then they captured the image. Image pre-processing and registration was done. So they aligned it initially. For the global registration. So the affine transformation using control points was done. And then the deep learning proxy for pixel level color matching was done. So they claimed they did cleaning of data. So the correlation was based on the filtering. They removed the pairs with low 2D correlation, and the manual removing of the artifacts was also done. So this was basically done to train the model. And the deep learning model which they used was the architecture was conventional GAN. So the generator was modified unit basically, and the discriminator was binary classifier. So they trained it using 1150 image pairs, so 200 monoculture and 750 mixed. So after which the generator they used it combined adversarial loss and MSc SSIM with the total variation loss also. So they also optimized and augmented it. So these are have the statistical analysis metric tests that they have used for image quality, for the detection accuracy, feature comparison, concentration error, and morphological error. So image quality, these tests are done to quantify the staining accuracy and reduction to evaluate the DPFT and offender rates. Feature comparison to measure the distribution similarity, and concentration to assess the count of the bacterial fidelity, and morphological error to quantify the segmentation errors. So it was basically done to standardize the image-to-image translation risk, and so that it can be validated further. So the results stated that there was high accuracy in virtual gram staining. So it achieved a PSNR of 38.25 dB, which indicates a near perfect agreement with traditional staining. So it has a F1 score of 96%, where the precision was 95.5%. After recall was 96.5%. So this values they indicate reliable classification of gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Plus there were very low error rates. So there was only 3% false staining rate and 1.5% of bacterial hallucination rate. So it shows very minimal AI generated artifacts, and the chromatic and morphological feature matching was also done. The colors were like very closely matched. The HD was less than 0.01, and the morphological features, they had a bit higher error, like approximately 5 to 10% due to the segmentation limitations. And the bacterial concentrate estimation was, there was a very strong correlation between the virtual and the manual counts, and the very low NRMSE, it confirmed that there is accurate quantification in both the monocultures as well as the mixed samples. So and the performance across all the bacterial sizes were studied. So it was said to be best for bacteria which is greater than 0.4 micrometer with a precision or recall of 83%, and it has lower accuracy for small bacteria due to staining variability and segmentation issues. Moving on to discussion. So it eliminates manual staining errors. So it removes the human dependent variability like over decolorization or uneven staining which usually happens, and it provides consistent and reproducible results lesser than 1 minute, which is it takes, if we do it, it takes around 15 to 30 minutes for a conventional stain, so it is time saving, and there is robust to sample variability. So dark field images, it avoids photo bleaching, so like the fluorescent methods which they use, and it works across 3D axial stacks. It improves accuracy over single focus images, and there's a very potential, it is potent for clinical use because it could automate gram staining in diagnostics, and future integration with portable microscopes, it may enable us to do point of care applications. So the strength of the study is the technical innovation which combines the dark field microscopy with CGEN for microbiology, and it has the largest data set, 1150 training pairs, multiple validation metrics are also used, and clinical relevance, that is, it is potential for automated diagnosis and even live bacteria imaging. So the limitation is, it is only limited to E. coli and Ellinapo because only these two models were like repeatedly trained. So it needs validation for diverse species, and there were segmentation errors, like I said before. Morphological features, they had higher NMA than the chromatic ones, and the hardware requirements like dark field microscopy and GPU, for training it may limit the accessibility, so that was one of the limitations. And future direction is they can extend this to other stains like acid, fast or endospores, validate it on clinical samples in blood or even CSF, integrate with portable microscopes for point of care use, and optimize for low resource setting, simpler microscopes, and edge AI deployment. So to conclude, the study successfully bridges the AI and clinical microbiology. It offers a reproducible and efficient alternative for us from a century-old conventional staining method. So further validation on diverse clinical samples will be crucial for real-world application. So the implication is it has the potential to standardize the plant staining in clinical microbiology labs, and it could enable a very faster preliminary diagnosis of bacterial infections, and it may reduce the reagent costs and hazardous waste which we get from chemical staining. So the bottom line is it successfully demonstrates AI-powered virtual gram staining, which offers a faster, more reproducible alternative to the conventional methods, and so the limitations still exist in general, and limitations like segmentation also exist. But this framework, it holds a promise for clinical microbiology and research by combining the precision of AI with practicality of optical microscopy, which creates a new paradigm in bacterial identification. So this study followed the STOA guidelines with some AI reporting standards, with some blended with custom adaptations for technical studies. So the title, abstract, introduction, methods, the bacterial samples which they use, the variables, data sources were all very clear. But the bias was they only used two specific species for studying, for training the model. That was considered to be a very huge limitation. But still, like more than 1,150 samples were used to train the models, and the statistical tests were also done, and it was documented well. And the results were all partial. So it was basically a code, and the data was actually limited, it cannot be retrieved, and it's not open access to. And the discussion was also good, and thank you.